Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Keeping It Real Politics, and on today's episode, we're talking about the Amber Guyger verdict and sentencing. And one of the things that is a common refrain that we always hear a lot of times is that from there are certain white people, and before I continue, let me kind of state the disclaimer that when we talk about racism and we talk about white people, we're talking about who we're talking about with the understanding that not all white people are racist. We understand that. But for the white people who always want to chime in and get defensive when racism is talked about, they're basically kind of outing themselves as being racist. Because again, I want to make the disclaimer that when we talk about white people and racists, we're only talking about who we're talking about. For the white people who are not racist, we're not talking about you. So with that out of the way, we're talking about the Amber Guyger verdict and sentencing. And one of the things that white people, and again, racist white people we're talking about, they always want to say is that, well, why do black people always have to make it about race? Well, to answer a question with a question, why do you always not make it about race? Because in this case, this is the quintessential example of what we've, as black people, have been talking about for years. That there is a discrepancy and disparity between what white people get and what black people get. So without having a full docket of cases and verdicts in front of me right now, we can just anecdotally understand that when have you ever known a black person to commit a crime and only get 10 years? Well, actually, let's specifically murder somebody and only get 10 years. Not only that, which is a low sentence based upon murdering somebody, they're never going to come back. When have you ever seen a judge actually hug the murderer and pray for the murderer? When have you ever seen, if it's a white victim's family, when have you ever seen them hug the black murderer of their child? When have you ever seen that? You haven't seen it, because the white privilege and the white supremacy that is underlying the system, this judicial system that we live in today, it is what it is. People can try and obfuscate and ignore it all they want to, but it's there. It's there for anybody who wants to see it. If you don't want to see it, you're gonna try not to see it, right? This woman did everything in her power. Amber Guyger, we're speaking about specifically. She did everything in her power to not help this man. The 911 call shows that she wasn't trying to help him. She has a history of posting racist rhetoric on the internet. On social media, she tried to scrub that. She acted like we couldn't find that. It was found out. She was sending text messages to her partner, trying to sext her partner before and after the shooting. But yet you were so tired, and that's why you end up in the wrong apartment. Well, if you're able to sext somebody, you apparently can't be that tired, right? So everything about this case reeks. And what makes it even worse is that the Botham Jean family, look, you can be a spiritual person, a religious person all you want to, but the spectacle they put on was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous and abhorrent. You can forgive her, sure, but do it in the privacy of your own home. Don't put it on Front Street in front of that way on TV. They're going to see that front page and center, and every racist white person out there is going to be like, see, black people, whatever we do to you, you're going to forgive us. Later for that, we've tried for so long, for many years, decades, to try and take the high road. We get treated like crap in the system, but we keep trying to strive for better. And for every single white person, the good white person that's out there, under the sound of my voice, we need your help. We need your help to sound out to all the people that you know that may be neighbors, relatives who are racist. Let them know this is not cool, because black people are trying our hardest. We are trying our hardest to buy into this American system, but when the system does not support us, does not help us in any way, shape, or form, and we can't even get justice when a man is murdered in his own home. We've seen how many cases of the police shooting a black man out in the street, and justifiably so, unless there's video evidence. We could always make the argument that, well, we don't know what he was doing officially. We don't know. And that's factual. You don't know what a man was doing to have a policeman shoot him. So we're not here to act like every single police shooting is unjustified. Some of them are, okay? But in this case, a man was in his apartment eating ice cream. If we cannot universally acknowledge that is wrong, that a black man can't even be in his own apartment and not get shot, I mean, what are we doing? At that point, we do need to be separated at that point. And at that point, it's not because of black people. It's because white people can't even have the decency to understand what right is right and what's wrong is wrong. That's ridiculous. And so I'm interested to see how everybody feels in the comment section. Please comment below. I'm interested to hear your feedback. That's today's episode of Keeping Real Politics. And until next time, keep it real.